Here we go. On this video, I'm going to continue what I've been doing, a harmony of the Gospels, except today I'm going to read it from the authorized version and make some running comments. We have Mark 1:21-28, and then Luke 4:31-37. In the Markian passage, or in Mark and Luke, we have the excitement in the synagogue because not only of the teaching of Jesus, but also healing of a demoniac on the Sabbath. So I begin reading in Mark 1, and I'll be quoting from the authorized version. And they go into the Capernaum, and straightway on the Sabbath day he entered into the synagogue and taught. And they were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as having authority and not as the scribes. I think the scribes would say, Rabbi so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that. Jesus just teaches straight on. This I say unto you, and so forth, is the way Jesus taught. And straightway there was in their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit. And he cried out, saying, What have we to do with thee, thou Jesus of Nazareth? Art thou come to destroy us? I know thee who thou art, the Holy One of God. Notice there's a number of demons in this man, and they cry out, We know who you are, the Holy One of God. And Jesus rebuked him, saying, Hold thy peace, and come out of him. And the unclean spirit, tearing him, and crying with a loud voice, came out of him. And they were all amazed, inasmuch that they questioned among themselves, What is this? A new teaching? With authority he even commands the unclean spirits, and they obey him. And the report of him went out straightway everywhere into the region of Galilee round about. Mark is clearly showing here the authority of Jesus over unclean spirits. In other words, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. And Mark is clearly showing that. Then we have the reading of Luke. Luke 4:31-37. Luke reads, And he came down to Capernaum, a city of Galilee, and he was teaching them on the Sabbath day. And they were astonished at his teaching, for the word was with authority. Again, I say unto you, is the way Jesus taught. You have heard, but I'm telling you, where, like I said, the rabbis at that time would often quote from one rabbi to another rabbi, where Jesus is teaching straight on. And in the synagogue, there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil. And he cried out with a loud voice, what have we to do with thee, thou Jesus of Nazareth? Art thou come to destroy us? I know thee, who thou art, the Holy One of God. It was interesting. I remember one time in seminary, my professor sort of jokingly said, Isn't it interesting? The demons know who Jesus is. Often, those that criticize the scriptures don't really know who he is. And I thought even the demons know that he's the Holy One of God. And I still remember that particular lecture. And Jesus rebuked him, saying, Hold thy peace, and come out of him. And when the devil had thrown him down in the midst, he came out of him, having done him no hurt. And amazement came upon all, and they spake together with one another, saying, "What is this word? For with authority and power he commandeth the unclean spirits, and they come out." And there went forth a rumor concerning him into every place of the region round about. So Luke reads very parallel to Mark, showing the authority of Jesus. By just a word, he is casting out the demons and the demoniac. And we're showing again, or we're seeing, his authority over the unclean spirits. And it's really necessary for us to know that Jesus does have authority over Satan and all of the unclean spirits that he can muster. And it's wonderful to know that we serve the Lord of hosts. We serve the Christ, the one who is able to have authority over all the unclean spirits that Satan can muster. So this is what both Mark and Luke want to teach us. The next taping will go on to the healing of Peter's mother-in-law and many others. So we're going to see the healing ministry of Jesus. And here we see his authority over demons very early in his ministry.
See, that's good.